Man, that Disney Plus What If TV show is really good. What if we had those figures?
Excuse me.
Oh, hey.
What if we had these figures? Marvel Legends What If? Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another A&R review. Today, as you can see in front of us, I have my friend Chris. No, just kidding.
Hello.
I've got the What If wave here, and we're excited to get this open, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's beautiful. But before we get on to our show, make sure to do us a favor if you're watching for the first time to click on that subscribe button. Because why, Chris?
Well, if you become a subscriber, you like our videos, you make any kind of comment, and the more comments, the better. You will be entered in to win our monthly giveaway, which we are working on the prize for this month. So stay tuned and follow us on Instagram because we'll put posts up there too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. No raffle tickets, none of that. It just be a subscriber, leave some comments, any chance. You have a chance to win every month. How cool is that?
All right, so we are going to take a quick look at the box art, but just a note for all you watchers out there, the emblem on the top of the boxes is the Watcher.
Except for her, Sylvie. She got left out. She's got the Loki logo on here.
And that's okay.
Isn't
She's
it?
supposed to.
So taking a look at the back of the box here, as you can see, all the characters there, they all have numbered except for the zombie Captain America. That doesn't have any number because it doesn't come with the BAF piece. But Sylvie weirdly does. I just find that really weird that she comes with the BAF piece, but he doesn't. I guess nobody would have bought her if she didn't have a BAF piece, right?
It does make sense, but you know why? I get why they did it, because they want the figure to sell. So
Yeah.
you need to buy it to get the BAF piece. And
And-
everyone knows they're going to buy the zombie cap.
It's going to be army build zombies, right?
Yeah.
All day long. But speaking of the BAF, it's going to be the Watcher, obviously, as you can tell, we mentioned earlier with the logo. All right, so first up on the dock is you've got one of your favorite here, Nebula. She looks really
She's
cool.
pretty cool.
And T'Challa. R.I.P. to the only king we know, right?
Can we just mention how awesome it was that
Man,
we got one
I had
last...
goosebumps. I had goosebumps
Yeah,
when I heard his
seriously.
voice. It was so cool. It was awesome. All right, let's open these guys up. So he stands at about 6¼ inches tall. And how tall is she?
6.
6 on the dot?
6 on the dot.
Nice, nice.
All right, so I'm going to take a look at Nebula, Marilyn Monroe. We're going to start off with the head. She gets good side to side, pivot back and forth really nicely. Turning, yes. Down, not too bad.
That's a decent range, yeah.
But going back, looking up,
Yeah, it's expected with the hair.
yeah. But you can get her to diaphragm back a little bit, so she does get a decent
Well,
look up.
she's not a flyer anyway, so she just doesn't really need to have the head pinned all the way up right there.
She's
right?
a 007 girl.
Yeah, exactly. She's good.
So arms go all the way up, back, all the way around. Pinless, you guys, single jointed. Then we got the diaphragm joint, which gives good range side to side.
Yeah.
She also does have a waist swivel. She's got a thigh cut. She kicks forward that much. Back, pretty decent.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
I've never seen a Legends kick that far back. She does have the double jointed legs, which we all love.
Yeah.
She's got, what did you call these
The
again?
hinge?
The hinge for the ankle and the pivot back and forth,
Yeah.
which is loose on both sides.
That
But-
worries me because you can, break.
It does. Just be gentle.
Yeah.
She can stand. I'm not going to try because it'll take too much. Now, there is a bit of new sculpting on this one. Everything else is used from the Nebula from the movie, but her bust up to the neck is all new
Yeah.
sculpt. It doesn't have the texture like the movie figure did. So I like it.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful figure. It's a great twist on her and the way she looks from the original MCU line, right?
Definitely, especially the hair. I didn't know she was a blonde. Natural, I'm sure.
Speaking of great figures, this is an awesome figure. It's all new. I don't see anything that's reused. I mean, I could be wrong, and if I am, please let us know in the comment section. But T'Challa looks absolutely awesome right out of the show. In terms of articulation, you got good rotation of the head. You can get the head up and down. You can look up pretty high. You know, you thought the jacket would restrict his arm movement, but I mean, he doesn't have a butterfly joint, but you can get the arm all the way around, right? So it's no big deal. And then he's got the upper bicep cut, and then he's got double jointed elbows. So he's got good range here he needs. He's not Black Panther in this one, so he doesn't really need butterfly joints or really crazy articulation,
True.
right? He's got his, Star-Lord gun, which by the way, I love it because it's purple, right?
They really added that touch.
Yeah.
But there is one thing I'm going to mention that I wish they added is the necklace sculpt.
Yeah.
They didn't do that on this figure, and it was prominent in the cartoon.
I think they made this figure prior to the show being launched, so they couldn't add that. It's a shame, right?
Yeah.
But, Hasbro, they will probably drop you another version of this, maybe with a different shade of a coat or something.
Red.
And yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does come with an additional helmet here, the Star-Lord helmet. I just like that the hair sticking out like that at the top. It's just so unique to him with the purple, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the eyes and the gun, it just makes it exclusive to him instead of the original Star-Lord. Going back to the upper body here, that's the only downside to this figure. There is no upper body movement except for the waist area.
Oh,
right?
Really?
Yeah, there's no upper body torso here. I mean, yeah,
it's a little.
The jacket stops it, right? I mean, you can get a little bit like that. You can get like that, but you don't have any actual movement up the top here.
When he had him bent over, all I can think of is, ooh, piece of candy. If you guys know pop culture, you'll know that reference, and I hope you do. And if you know it, leave a comment, and you could win off that, because I do choose the winner. Wink.
Yeah, anyways, back to the figure instead of candy. He does have a thigh cut. He does have double knee. Obviously, right? T'Challa's got a double knee here. And for the leg area, he does have an up and down ankle. And then you can rock it back and forth. So, pretty decent articulation here. I mean, what else do you want? It's an all-new body.
Yeah.
Which is rare from Hasbro. They usually try to give us the same. And then, pinless all the way around. Arms and legs. That's awesome. This is a wicked figure.
The one thing I just want to bring up, seeing him out of package, it looks like he's wearing shorts.
Because the boots coming up here? Yeah.
Boots. But the only thing that's throwing me off is part of his boot goes on the knee, but then you get the gray joint there.
Yeah.
So it's going to throw you off a bit. It does look a little bit weird, but...
Maybe a little bit touch-up?
Yeah. Easy touch-up, but all in all, it's still a really awesome figure.
It's really cool. It really separates him from the original Star-Lord.
Yeah. All right, so for Nebula's accessories, we do get some extra hands. We get a fist hand, fist pump.
Smurf fist.
And we do get another hand that holds a gun, but she only came with one gun. But, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. It's animation accurate.
It goes in the holster nicely, though, right?
It does.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a cool, fun figure, right? I mean, that's what the show is all about, just to give it, a little twist on everything, right?
What if Nebula had blonde hair?
There you go, right? So I think, these two figures are a great addition to your collection if you collect MCU figures or love the shows.
All right, next up we have Zombie Hunter Spidey, Zombie Captain America, my personal fave.
And my personal fave, Doctor Strange Surpeme.
Zombie.
No, not zombie. Stop. All right, let's open these guys up and play around with them.
All right, so opening this, in the past when we got a cape, they do the slit and they put the cape in there and it's like breaking out of Guantanamo Bay. But no, they've switched it. It's sandwiched in, so it's easy release.
Yeah.
And check out this cape. It looks like the cape from the movie, but cartoon-wise. So... hello, awesomeness.
That's all right, but this is a beautiful cape. Look at this one. I mean, I love the two-tone colors here. You got the purple on the inside and the black on the outside.
This is good because, we've seen it in the past where Hasbro just gives us the same cape painted differently. You got two different sculpts.
Yep, absolutely different. Look at that. The back is different, everything. Even the way it's cut.
Yeah.
Right? Even the top here, right? It's
and
different.
The flow of it.
Yeah.
And it's a really nice soft plastic. So
Not
it's
heavy
not gonna,
either.
No.
That's the key. If you want to make capes that are not cloth, don't make them heavy. One of the things about, capes in the past is because they're heavy, the figures just fall over, right?
Top heavy.
Yeah, exactly. So I just love the fact they're light and, and they got a nice shape to it. Different shape here, different shape here.
Different texturing.
They could have easily just made it just the same cape with different colors, but they actually went the extra mile on this one. And that one is cool because it just needed maybe a black wash in the back.
It would definitely add to it, but keep in mind it's a tone that's set in a cartoon.
Yeah, that's true.
So I love that they're thinking about that.
And right here, look at that. The capes are on. They're not falling backward. They weren't that hard to get them sitting up straight. I love it. So we'll take a quick articulation look on this guy here. Head up and down.
Nice
and
articulation.
Right. Ooh. No butterfly joint, unfortunate. Yeah, no butterfly. Bicep cut. Double elbow. We gotta have a double elbow. He's gotta get the arms all the wavy and stuff, right?
Even that pose, he's like,
pondering what should I do next.
Yes.
Speaking of the actual costume here, it looks like it's borrowing some of the old Doctor Strange figure
from the movie.
Yeah, from the MCU movie. We haven't got the comic one yet, Hasbro. So can you please give us the comic Doctor Strange that we've all been asking for forever?
Print gloves.
So in terms of the lower body here, you got thigh cut underneath the robe and double knee here. It's nice to give us double knee, but it's really not going to help us that much. And he's a sorcerer. He's not a ninja. He's not going to need that type of articulation.
He flies around.
Exactly. Magic, right? The ankle area here, there is a boot cut at the top.
That's good for posing.
Yeah. And then you got up and down in the ankle, and then your rocker here. So overall, I mean, you got the double elbow, double knee, and the boot cut. You've got all the necessary things you need to maybe get some cool, sorceress poses, right? Get the arms out. Speaking of arms out, like that piece right here. Yeah, it's a good figure. What really sets this figure apart is this cloak right here. This is nice. Like
He's all about accessories. Look at the head sculpt. It is amazing.
I was just gonna say that the head sculpt is beautiful. Like it's that twisted look, right? This is not the Doctor Strange from the MCU we're used to. This is another Doctor Strange, and it looks like it's, battled in weather type of face, right? Like he's been through a lot, right? A lot of stress in it. So yeah, it's a really cool face. I think they did a great job. I love the design at the top here. It looks like a dragon or a bat or something, right? A wings. So it looks evil, right? It looks menacing. So yeah, it's a really good job they did on him, and he really looks like the actual episode. So good job on them.
So now we're gonna take a look at Zombie Hunter Spidey. Pew pew. So with his cape, it only rests on his shoulders, so there is no peg, but it does stay on there. He's not gonna go like that. Let's face it. He looks awesome. He looks like a cartoon. The cape does have some nice detailing on it. One paint color, there is a bit of gold painted on there for touches. It's simple.
Yeah.
They're going for the color and saturation of the animation. So, you know what? I'm happy with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, into the figure, this is a cool costume. I like the colors because we get a cape that's a little bit darker, but we get his costume that has a brightness to it.
I love that blue. Like, seriously. That's one of the things I noticed right away when I opened this box. That blue just vibrates. It's awesome.
It's really good. Now, his costume kind of looks like a few other pieces that we've seen before, maybe more so in the comics. Mm-hmm. It's more of the Avengers campus look and a little play off of his MCU Spider-Man.
It's a little mashup, right?
Yeah. So the sculpt work, we get it in the spider line, the web lines on his outfit. We even get some detail in the arms. So it's sculpted in there. It's really nice. And you guys, no more complaining about that annoying pin that has a different color in the arms because this is pinless.
Yeah.
So no more of that, which is great.
It seems like the theme for this wave. Pinless, pinless, pinless.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And even on his back, the Spider-Man emblem is sculpted in there. And then we got down to his boots. You know, he's got the seam black and everything else is sculpted in there. They added dirt on him.
Yeah.
Which
I thought it was a paint problem. Like, oh, did I get a defect figure? You know, and then I realized it's dirt.
So when you open this is supposed to be here. Even his feet. I love this feature because when you're creating scenes, it really helps create that look.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to dirty it up. So articulation. So he looks all the way down really nicely. Looks
It's on a hinge, right?
all the way up.
Yeah.
Yep. All the way side to side. His arms. Now, I don't understand. No butterfly joint.
Why?
No.
Why?
But maybe in the cartoon, he doesn't do a
Yeah,
lot of it.
and maybe he has this resting on his shoulders.
Yeah. So
It's just a little weird to see a Spider-Man figure with no butterfly joint. Right?
I
So-
know. For the there's a first time for everything.
Yeah.
So straight up, all the way around. That's really stiff going side. I'm not gonna
Yeah, don't
push it
force it
anymore.
yeah.
Bicep swivel, double jointed. He's got the web shooters, which I like that little feature. It gives him a little something instead of just a simple costume. Hinge on the hands, which are stiff. Then we got the diaphragm joint, which he gets some good
Yeah, it's a good range.
movement.
Yeah,
Like,
really good range.
"Ooh, I'm falling." He can kick up quite a bit, which is good for Spidey and his poses. Kick back,
Does he swivel at the waist at all?
no. He
yeah.
does.
There you go.
It was hidden. See?
And the belt, yeah, that's a really good job. They kind of right down that belt, and they actually have half the belt
Yeah.
above and half. That's really nice. It blends in.
See what I'm talking about? Magic. So kick back, not so much, but his legs are always whipping in front of him. Double jointed with a thigh swivel. And there is pins in his double joint.
I don't get that. We just talked about no pins everywhere, and then
know.
all of a sudden the pins there. Like,
But the good thing is they're not different color. It's all one color.
Thank God for that.
He does have the up
No,
and all the way
no
down.
boot cut, right?
No.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
And then ankle swivel.
Yeah.
And it's got good joints, not too loose. And for accessories, he comes with his Spider-Man head
That's nice. Yeah.
and 2 fisted hands.
He doesn't need the wall crawling hands because he's not going to be doing that.
It'd be cool if he came with like a magic effect.
Yeah, that would have been cool because since he's got a cloak already, right? So
Oh, actually, pass me that. So as you can see, I did a switch up here. I took the accessory piece from Doctor Strange and added it to Peter Parker. So you can create that magic effect look if you're not going to create it on that figure. Or this has come out in the past.
Yeah.
So if you have it and you don't want to use it anymore, you can use it on the new.
mix and mash.
Exactly. All right. Halloween is coming. We got Zombie Cap, my favorite in the entire wave. It's a zombie. We got all new pieces. Honestly, the only reusable pieces on here, I believe, are the arm and this boot. But everything else is brand new. Like his head, the pose that I had him in, his head has got really good range.
It's crazy. It looks so good. Yeah.
And then all the way down, you get side to side. And you know what? The more awkward the pose, the better.
It's so good.
Let's talk about amazing details. On his arm, we got some muscle showing underneath the skin.
Some
we
meat.
got
Some meat.
We got a torn glove. We got some blood on there. We got some rib exposure. The cool thing that I love that Hasbro didn't crap out on, look at the chunks out of his leg.
I know.
And he's even got a hole in there.
You
Like
can see
I
it
can
too.
see the camera right through there. Even in the back, like nothing was missed on this figure.
Yeah.
I really think, as super simple as it is, it's you guys have to have this figure. It's just way too
It's one of those
cool.
figures that until you see it in person, you don't really appreciate it, right? You can see all the pictures you want on the internet, but when you look at it in person, you see the details, especially like you said, you can see right through his legs,
Yeah.
right? It's so cool to see it in a figure at this price point.
Yeah. So buy a few of these. I know I am.
I am too. Army build these guys. Have a horde.
Zombie apocalypse. Accessory wise, we do get his shield, which does come with some markings on there. So it's nice that they dulled it up. So when you want to pose them with it, quickly pop it in.
He'd be a good opponent against the Walking Dead people, right? He'd deflect all their weapons.
Yeah.
Vibranium.
But yeah, that is Zombie Cap, my favorite figure of the wave.
And finally, we've got the last two figures from this wave. We've got the
Marvel's Captain Carter.
sounds weird, right? Like,
It's weird saying that.
And what's really weird is Marvel's Sylvie in this wave. Yeah, so we're not going to talk about her right now. We're going to have her in another video with some of the other Loki characters. Look out for that. It's going to drop in a few weeks. We're just going to take the BAF piece out of her, right?
Yeah.
Because why?
That's
Because
what we need.
we got something better. We got a Stomper. That's what I'm talking about.
Finally, we got two of the best figures that started this whole show.
Absolutely.
Captain Carter and Stomper. We're going to start off with Captain Carter first. A lot of people were talking about her size. You know what? I don't give a crap, because whatever they did to give her that beefed up look, which she's supposed to have.
The super soldier look,
Yeah. She's still feminine. You know, this all new sculpts. It's amazing. Right down to the boots and the shoes. Like the bottom part of the boot.
I was looking at past figures to see if any of the reuse was done in the bottom part, because of the male figures having, bigger, thicker legs.
Yeah.
But it's all new. I don't see anything that's been reused.
No, all new everything. So let's get into articulation with her. So for her hairstyle, it will impede some movement, but she does have side to side. No side to side pivoting. Down, she can look a little bit. Back, definitely not very much because of her hair. Her arms go straight up. Front, all the way around. She doesn't have butterfly joints, but she does have a bicep swivel. And pinless. Check this out. Double jointed.
Yeah, nice.
Zoom in. Perfect. So pinless, double jointed.
Both, yeah.
What we've been wanting for so long. So posing is going to be your best friend with this figure.
Yeah. And then the wrist is nice. It's got the hinge on
The
there.
wrist.
So you can clamp onto him.
Yeah. Up and down. She doesn't come with extra hands. That's perfectly fine. She's got a diaphragm joint, which bends back about that much. Very little front. Kicking all the way forward. Not too bad.
Any waist swivel? No, right?
No. Nope. It looks like there is one there, but it's not turning.
That's unfortunate.
Not very far backwards. She does have a thigh swivel. Really nice. It's not sticky, but it's not too loose. She's got the pinless double jointed legs.
Nice.
Now, with her boots, there's a bit of a cuff on the bottom that will hinder a little bit, but you can still articulate it going back, but going forward, not so much.
The face.
All.
I mean, that face is
That
awesome.
paint on the face, it's a brand new sculpt. It's amazing. The only thing I do not like about this figure, she's got a little glue mark on her hair. It looks like she was meant to have a bow there. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah, right at the top. You want to zoom into that? Right at the top.
So you can probably go in with an X-Acto knife and kind of clean it up a little bit. And she does come with a shield. You know what? When I first looked at it, it's so much smaller. But this is what if. This is the shield that was created for this Captain Carter. Yeah. So, all good in my books.
Then we go into this guy. This is a separate figure, not from the wave. A lot of people would have thought this would have been the BAF. It would have made sense to have this the BAF, but We'll talk about the BAF piece in a second here. That is also an important figure in the show. But this is a deluxe figure by itself, and boy, he's got some weight. He's got some weight.
does.
I mean, I love the army green. It's so cool. And this character in the show was so fun because, it's Steve in there, right? Steve doesn't have the powers. She does. So he gets a Hydra Stomper and starts piloting it to do his bit, right?
Yeah.
Being the heroic type of person he is. And I just love the size of this thing. I mean, look at the size next to her. And she's a super soldier, right? I mean, it's big. Do you think it could have been bigger, or do you think this is the right size?
You know what? It's scaled really well for the size of these figures. I'm not going to complain because there is a feature where you can have Captain Carter
Yeah.
riding on his back.
Just like in the show where she gets
Yes.
on the rides in the back and she flies off with him, right? That was one of the coolest parts in that show for me. When she jumps on, climbs the back, and they take off together to fight, Hydra, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was the coolest thing.
I know it's cheesy, but my favorite thing about this episode was, a woman gets a super serum and they treat her like how women were treated. But her relationship with Steve
Never
did not
changed.
change.
Yeah.
Even though she was the most powerful.
Yeah. And Steve wasn't not offended or disappointed either.
No.
Steve was really supportive and...
Would you be offended if you're...
No, why? No. I got a super soldier, partner, right? So I'd be cool with that.
Anyways, back to Stomper.
Speaking of partners, look at these two partners in the back right here. I mean, this is the jet propulsion that makes them fly into the air and then land on these tanks and then stomp all over these Hydra soldiers, right? I think the detail is so good. It really is old school look of a robot, not something in the future. So they've given us, an antenna, the old type of helmet. It reminds me of Iron Man's, the first armor that he had, right?
Yes.
It kind of gives you that vibe. And obviously, it's going to have that vibe because his dad made this for Steve, right? So it's cool to get a piece made by Tony's dad and then have the other robots in your collection that's made by Tony. And we'll probably, do some pictures and throw it up on our Instagram. So make sure to check that out down the road. And the rockets actually move like that, back and forth, right? And then you also have this clam that you were talking about, her climbing on here and grabbing this and then taking it to flight, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool right there.
Now, the one thing I didn't explain, if this is adding too much weight, these actually just unclip, so you can still have this in the back and Carter holding on to it.
Exactly.
So awesome little feature, but what about articulation?
So articulation-wise, head, not much. It's a robot, right? You get enough. It goes all the way around if you wanted to, right? Crazy robot. It is on a ball joint, so you can get a rotation around. And then for the arm, the arm's going to go straight up. I thought it was one piece, but there's actually a flap right here.
Oh, that's good.
Right? So you can get the range more, because if it was one piece, it'd rub to the side here, and that's it, right? So it's nice it did that. And because it's fully able to rotate, it's on a ball at the end here, or in a socket, you can get full range.
Oh, and he evens, has a bicep swivel.
Yep. So you get that, and then the elbow, it's not double jointed. It's only one single here, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
that's not too bad. But that's pretty good for a robot.
It's a robot. Yeah, exactly. So it's got good range. This is good. Here, you can grab onto his belt here. I don't know why he has a belt. It's a robot, but okay. It's just weird to have a belt here. For the upper body, you got just a swivel here on the waist area.
Good click to it, so you know it's going to hold.
Exactly. And then for the bottom part, the legs, you can get this much because you've got this metal clip right here, the climbing ladder part.
Oh.
That restricts it, right? So it can't get any higher than that, which is a shame. And then for rotation in the thigh, you can get the thigh cut right there. So it does get a little bit of rotation. And then for the knee, you've got this much rotation because the back, it's got that metal piece sticking out. It stops it from going any further. And then for the ankle area, you can get the ankle to go down. You can get the ankle to go up. That's all you're going to get here.
Very little.
And then, the rocking here. Full rotation here. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's a robot. It's not gonna have crazy articulation. I kind of wish the knees bend a little bit better and a little bit more
They're
range.
really stiff. Too.
Yeah, they're just like they're stuck in that little position. So maybe hot water will clean it up a little bit, loosen up some of that plastic. But yeah, overall, thick, chunky, big boy here, ready to go to war. I love it.
The only thing I wish they did with this figure, last kind of quick thing, I wish they would have added a wash to it. He was in battle, so they
Maybe
added,
some dirt.
Yeah, they
some
added
scratches.
a wash to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it would have been nice. It would have made this figure that much. It'd be the cherry on top. It's still a really cool.
Maybe we'll get another one and maybe do some wash
army building.
Yeah, army building.
Oh, he wants me to do it.
So accessory wise, he's got this blaster here. As my friends mentioned here, he doesn't have a blaster on his leg because he's not Tony Stark's robot. He is Tony Stark's dad's robot. And they're very limited back in the 1920s. So attached on the back here, that looks cool. I mean, this is probably the biggest blaster I've seen them make, right? They've made smaller ones, but this is the biggest one. And it looks awesome. It looks killer. And then you also have two additional hands here. You get a fist hand, both of them. So you do have options here. So maybe when he's punching down on a Hydra soldier on the floor.
That's going to be amazing.
I certainly feel like this is a great addition to this wave. It fits the show. It does a good job of it. The two of them, they complement each other so well. She's got that bright, vibrant blue. He's got that army green. It just so good together. It just works so well.
Yeah.
Right?
It could have been a 2-pack.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe they'll make another 2-pack with a little differentiation, right? Who knows? Maybe with some dirt on them and then they'll make us buy it all over again.
Cool. Yeah.
You know how Hasbro does it.
All right, time for the Build-A-Figure, the Watcher. So when you get this piece in the package, when you take it out, this piece is going to fall out. The reason why it will is it allows you to put the legs on and then pop it in. Because if it was attached, you'd have one heck of a time putting it together. So let's go. All right, so we got the Watcher finally together. I do recommend using a blow dryer to heat up the parts so the pieces just pop right in nicely. Make sure when you're putting the lower torso into the upper torso joint, make sure the legs are posed facing out because the thigh cut is so high up, it's going to be difficult to twist them and pose them. He does stand. He does take a little bit of work, but he is kind of a cool figure. It's kind of obscure that we got the Watcher, but he's in every episode. He's the narrator. He introduces us into the episode and takes us into the next one. So let's talk about articulation with this guy. So his big head does go side to side. Looks up pretty good. Looks down. Well, we all know he looks down on all of us. So, great. Arms go straight up, all the way around. The cape doesn't hinder it, so that's good. Bicep swivel, side to side. Double jointed arm. Hinge at the wrist, which is good. And spins all the way around. He does have articulation in the diaphragm. It is a little bit harder. Actually, no, it's not harder to move on this because the joint's right here. The swivel at the waist and the thigh swivel is a little bit harder to get to. He does come with double jointed knees, but that's not going to make a huge difference because he's wearing a dress piece. So you can't really move his knees. So all in all, he's a pretty cool figure. Again, bit of a pain to put together, but once you get him together, he's going to look amazing with all the figures. So there we go, the Watcher. All right, so final thoughts. Obviously, you can see how they're displayed here. An amazing wave. I can't wait to get mine. My favorite, obviously, Zombie Cap. I like them all. My least favorite, if I had to choose one, the Watcher.
Yeah.
But he's still a cool figure. People are going to want him. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. The Watcher is a little bit of the weakness of this wave. For me, the strength, I like T'Challa and I love the Hydra Stomper and Captain Carter. They're just the three. I think they're awesome, but they're all awesome. Like honestly, like you can't go wrong with any of these figures. They're great figures, and the show is so cool. I love the show. Watching it, the show was surprising to me, but these figures are just pop right out of that show.
Oh, definitely.
And I honestly think this is a must wave. That if you're a fan of the What If series and MCU movies, this is a must. This collection here, it's unique. It's a different universe. It's worth it. It definitely is awesome. What was not worth it was having Sylvie in this wave, right? I mean, it just felt awkward, and that's why we decided not to put her in this video, because we're gonna give her the proper treatment in the Loki video that we're going to do with all the Loki characters. So that's the reason why you don't see her here. She is part of this wave, but we don't have her in here. With that being said, what would be really awesome if people actually clicked on the subscribe button there and leave a comment on this video.
Right in there.
And videos popping.
There, and
everywhere.
Up in the right-hand corner. Top.
We had a blast doing this video. We got many more videos coming down the road. But as always, take care. Have yourself a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.